The Raptors make it interesting late against the Portland Trail Blazers, but horrendous effort early on. It was a mountain they could not climb. We're going to break down what you need to know from the game in today's post-game show. Welcome everybody to Amateur Clips, the channel where we do a post-game show for every single Toronto Raptors game, even when they get downright ugly, and this was one that got ugly. Don't be fooled by the score of the eventual 114 to 105. The Raptors, I mean, I credit their mental fortitude to give it their all in the second half, but Portland were thoroughly in control of this one for most of the game. But remember, if you enjoy what you see from today's post-game show, then make sure to give a like on the video and consider subscribing for a post-game show for every single Raptors game. So 114-105. Again, we worked hard in the second half, and that's all you can really do when you start the game down by 30. The Raptors lost the first quarter 33-15 and found themselves down by 30 points at halftime. This is a Portland Trail Blazers team who was 5-15 away, one of the lesser teams in the Western Conference. They also did not have Damian Lillard, Norman Powell, Larry Nance, or Cody Zeller available for the game, but it didn't matter. They were balling. We let them ball for the entire game, and that is exactly what they did. We came out flat again, and it's becoming a very concerning theme with this Toronto Raptors team of starting slow. We did it against the Wizards, bailed ourselves out. We did it against the Bucks, bailed ourselves out, but it's not going to happen every game. There's going to be games like this where you're not able to get out of it. And even though you win the third quarter by 11, you win the fourth quarter by 10, it's still not enough, and you lose by 9 points. Let's just see kind of the gravity of the individual performances here, because it was just downright embarrassing for a few of these guys. Gary Trent was 4 for 15 with 3 turnovers, and a lot of those buckets came late. I think he was 1 for 11 at half. Fred was 6 for 19 with 19 points. That got a lot better late in the game. Barnes was 3 for 14, took 11 threes. Like, that's not his game. OG, 4 for 15, 1 for 7 from 3. The only bright spot was Siakam, who was 13 for 20 with 28 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists in only 34 minutes of work because of foul trouble. Like, he was a monster in this game. A monster in this game. Boucher was also good off the bench. You look at this team, I mean, that starting lineup should not be taking down the Raptors. The Blazers were 8.5-point underdogs. Simons gave us the work early on. CJ gave us the work all game. Nas Little gave us the work all game. Ben McLemore just exploded for 17 points. We kept on leaving him open. Back-to-back plays. Ben McLemore hit threes because we would not go and defend him. And when the Raptors come out flat like this and put them in a hole, it doesn't matter what sort of effort you give in the second half. You got to sustain that for 48 minutes. That's the reality of the NBA, because even the lesser teams in the league can beat you down if you don't show up to play. The Pistons showed that in a big way, and Portland showed it in a big way today. It was embarrassing to be a Raptors fan for the first half of this game. And, you know, again, I credit this team for showing the resolve in the second half to make it interesting. At one point, it was a 4-point game late, but goddamn. Like, you bring any sort of that for the first half, you easily win this game. An easy win against the Portland Trailblazers is what this should have been. You don't know, no disrespect to the Trailblazers fan base. You know, I respect the Portland Trailblazers fan base, but that is not a team that should be beating the Raptors at home. So, you know, there's going to be a lot of Raptors players got to look at themselves after this game, you know? Why are you not performing? You know, OG's been struggling. Fred has been struggling from the field, and I think Nick Nurse really enabling a lot of the struggles for this team. Nick Nurse is forcing these guys to play heavy minutes every single game. Nick Nurse is refusing to sub guys out who just aren't playing well. You know, we're still not going to our bench as much. We kind of had to today because of how bad it got. We ended up eventually doing it. But when an opposition team throws a zone defense at us, we just have really no way to combat it. We're not hitting our threes right now. as much. We get thrown a zone defense. We don't have an answer to it. And until we find an answer to it, we're going to continue to see it thrown against us. We need Gary Trent to start knocking down shots more consistently. We need Utah to get more minutes off the bench and start hitting his threes. Nick Nurse keeps saying he needs to play Utah more. Well, do it. Utah only played 2 minutes today. We need more. We need more from a lot of the guys on this team. And today is unacceptable. Just unacceptable to put that display out in the first half. It was comical how bad we were in the first half. We were shot like 23% in the first half. We finished with a 40% field goal percentage of the night because of just how well we finished late. But you know, this run of games is a little bit concerning. I imagine a lot of these guys will bust out of their slump, like OG. You know, Scotty Barnes, he had that really good game, the career high against the Wizards, but he kind of fell off here again. He didn't hit any 2-point shots. He only hit threes today because he took 11. He hit 3 threes and no 2-pointers. So, you know, some of these trends are concerning. Some of these, you know, pretty easy problems for me are, you know, some of these guys are tired. I think that's something that needs to be resolved. I think we need to do a better job of figuring out how we are going to combat a zone defense. And until we do, things are going to struggle on offense. And when you mix that with defense that's not closing out for 3, that looks scattered. The Trailblazers shot 56% from 3. They shot 53% from the field. And, you know, you can chalk that up to a good night for the other team. But Raptors enabled a lot of it as well, right? As good as it is, you get your hands up on those threes, they're not going to shoot 18 for 32. So that's what I got to say. I'm more upset than mad here. Like, as a Raptors fan who had to watch that game, come on, man. Like, is that the best you can give me? Is that the best effort you can give me in that first half? As a Raptors fan, that's just tough to watch. A little bit sickening to watch, quite honestly. So we'll wrap it up there. I'm done. I don't want to think about this game anymore. Thanks so much for watching the clip, the post-game show. If you're still here, drop a like and consider subscribing. We do a post-game show for every single stream, for every single game. And make sure that you are following us on Twitch. Completely free to follow on Twitch. Stay up to date with the watch parties we do for every single Raptors game. I'll see you again next time for another post-game show.